Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Adam here with Indie Farm Life. A little change of pace for you guys today. We're going to talk about gutter guards. So after a year of use, I think I can confidently say that I found the best and cheapest gutter guards for a roof with a steep pitch. And I emphasize a steep pitch because what works on a low pitch roof does not work on a steep pitch. What do I consider a steep pitch? Well, our house is a 10-12 or a 12-10, however you want to look at it. 10 inches of rise for every 12 inches of run. Let me show you what that looks like. So that gable there is a 10-12. It's kind of small, so it doesn't really paint the picture. And from above, I don't know if that helps or hurts. You see it against the house, kind of how quickly the fall is. Not something you want to walk on. That there is also 10-12. Not something you're going to easily walk on. And when it comes to water, water comes off that really fast, which is great for improving the lifespan of your roof. However, when water comes down that quick, it needs to get into the gutters. And if you have a restrictive gutter guard on there, say something like a micro mesh, then you're going to have a waterfall effect, and the water's never even going to have an opportunity to make it into the gutter. It's just going to rain right off. And don't get me wrong, those micro mesh gutter guards are amazing in the right setting. My neighbor has a lower pitched roof and has micro mesh gutter guards on there, and if you pop them off, his gutters are immaculate. Nothing gets through them. Well, except for the water, because it has time to soak in. In this case, won't work. So what's the solution? It is a perforated piece of aluminum. If you guys have done your research on gutter guards, you probably have already come across these, and this is no news to you that this is what you need for a steep roof. The purpose though of this video is to tell you that these actually work. And so I've had them up for a year, and I still just have to finish one high spot up here on the house. So I've been waiting around for a lift. So the marketing on these, and whether I believe some of this or not is to be determined, is that this bevel here, the up and down here, allows air to get underneath and lift leaves up and out of the gutters whenever they dry. I have seen that happen. It does seem to kick leaves off pretty quick when they're dried out. Whether that actually makes a difference or not, who knows. But I found that even in a rain of about 2 or 3 inches over the course of an hour and a half, that these were able to keep up as far as intake. And I'll show you guys some of the areas I've had them up for a year now. There's some debris on top, but generally inside it's pretty clean. Like I said, no waterfall effect. At this time, I don't think I have any footage of a rainstorm that I can throw in here and show you guys, but we'll go around, we'll look at some areas where they've been installed for a year. I'll show you guys how to install them. It's very easy. Having a lift for these high areas is definitely advisable and helpful. But I bought these on Amazon, and so I said the best, which we've already covered, but the cheapest. And so as far as functionality, they are fantastic. And actually, this product is almost the same product that the company who did our gutters on our house recommended. The only reason I didn't have them do it is I think they wanted something like $2,800 or $2,900 to do it. And that just wasn't a price I was willing to pay, considering I was able to do it, I think, for around $600. We have 6-inch gutters. They make this in a 5-inch version as well. And you can buy it in, I believe, 200-foot packages and maybe 50-foot packages. But I'll link those down below. I also bought black. They sell them, I believe, in white as well. The black is nice because it draws in the heat in the wintertime and helps melt the snow. Sounds gimmicky, but these things really do heat up fast, and I've seen the snow melt off them pretty quick. So unless you have white shingles, you may as well get black. That way you get the benefit of the heat, and honestly, from above, if you do have any spots where you can see above your gutters, the black ties in with the black shingles or dark shingles. This is what a gutter looks like when you live in the thick woods. Yeah, so if you guys are questioning whether we have sufficient amount of leaves compared to most people, we definitely do. At any rate, I was able to clean some of this out last fall when stepping up on this platform. But you can just see how trashed it is. And so we'll pop some off in some other locations later today, and I'll show you how well they do in fact work. So first step's going to be kind of just taking my hands and cleaning these out. And then, let's see, look out below what things look like. You guys saw how dammed up that was in there. Another thing that I have been doing in all my downspouts is tucking these caps in there, just so in the event that we do get debris in here, the water will be able to mound up over top of the debris itself and make its way in. So these just kind of curl up and stick down in there. Pop that in here in a second. I'm gonna get the leaf blower and kind of clean this up first. Alright, so I took the leaf blower and blew that out. Apologize if the camera's a little bouncy. I got it clipped to the lift here. So yeah, this thing just rolls up. These are like $3 at Lowe's. I'm sure Amazon has them too. I'll find some and link them below. since the gutter guards are also coming from Amazon. Simply just pops in there, kind of expand it back out. And then these gutter guards, guys, couldn't be really any easier to put on. So let me grab one. Mine are a little dirty. Pop up underneath like so. And then they simply just screw in with some little sheet metal screws, self-tapping. They do give you a nice magnetic tip with each pack of screws. I will note that I ended up probably using more screws than they sent, so worth probably running down another box of these at the hardware store. But basically you do about 6 or 8 inches into the back, same on this end, and then like 3 across the front spaced out. There's a number of holes across the front here, so you kind of have the pick of the litter. All right, so I got the one on here. Nothing to do on this end here because it's just a square corner. You will probably need to get a pair of 10 snips at some point. Actually, I might put another screw in there to just keep that pin down just so nothing can get under there. They're 4-foot sections, so they go up pretty quick. And I always like to leave this end unpinned and so you can get the next one under there. They've got kind of a tab piece here. You can kind of see where it sticks out so it slides up underneath, which I'll show you here in a second. What's interesting is they do have a patent number on here, and I'd be curious to know how this compares to the competition that the gutter company was trying to sell me, because like I said, they're almost identical. But that's not for me to worry about. So once you get rolling, it's honestly pretty quick. And then, like I said, this just kind of goes here, tucks under. One little thing as far as tools you might need that I've found helpful is I have a tiny little screwdriver that I use to just stick in these holes and help pull this thing down once it's in there, because it can be a little bit tight. And also sometimes pulling the backside up, it'll sit down a bit too much on it. You kind of pop it up like that. So you kind of take the bow out of it so that things don't try to pool. Obviously not water, but leaves and whatnot. So now that's under there, we'll pin this side down. Also, an added benefit to all these is having the top now sealed. It makes your gutter a whole lot stronger. So in the event you get an ice dam in here and you got a lot of weight going on this will actually help keep the gutter adhered to the house, because you're adding tensile strength on the gutter coming this way. Or if you just fall off your roof and you're putting up Christmas lights, maybe you can hang on there and it'll save you. Like Clark Griswold. You can kind of see a little bit of a pop here, a little bump where this one's higher than that one. Not the end of the world. Not even something you have to do anything with, and I usually don't, but just to show you guys something you can do if you want to make this. You just put a screw in them, line them up. Might snag a few more things, but so be it. Just wanted to show you guys the progress. It's literally been about 15 minutes, and I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those in, so that's 24 feet. It moves pretty fast. So I've got them done all the way to this downspout, and then actually even up there in that little corner to the downspout, but I ran out of those caps, so I'm gonna have to rob Peter to pay Paul. So I'm gonna pull the one off here and buy another one at some point and put it back when I don't have the lift, since I can get to that from the ladder. So this is our opportunity to open this up and see how clean this was over the last year or so. Yeah, see? So the gutter itself is fairly clean. No leaves, just basically loose debris, things that fit through the holes. I am not surprised to see this. These are gutter guards. Unless you can just put a sheet across the top of this, you're never gonna have a situation where you're not letting material into your gutters. You still have to let water into your gutters. I think sometimes people have unrealistic expectations as to what a gutter guard is. It keeps the leaves out of your gutters so you don't have the huge dams up here like I was dealing with. And you still need to clean them every few years, but it minimizes the number of times you need to clean them. We'll pop this out of here and put it up top. I got this whole run done, got my corner. You just kind of miter it with a pair of 10 snips and then kind of fold it over, nothing crazy. And this whole run all the way down, you can see that I had some sitting in my garage there, a little dusty. Some of you guys are probably going to discount how well these work based upon what I just showed you down below in that downspout trap. Now, two things to remember. One, the rest of the gutter was clean. The only thing that had an issue was the downspout trap. And two, when you're letting water in, you're likely going to be letting some micro amount of dirt in, and over time that builds up. And like I said, might be the extreme because we live in the thick of the woods, and that tree needs to come down. So we'll pop some more off and look, but I imagine that most of the downspouts are going to look somewhat clogged up like that, but the rest of the gutters themselves should be fairly clean, because I've had no issues of water spilling over the gutters. So I pretty much have everything done, and right here in front of me you can kind of see some of the stuff from the oak trees that gets hung up there, so you can see how that stuff could powder up and go down in there and cause some debris. But we're going to pop one more downspout open here and see what it looks like. Kind of peering through, it does look to be clogged up a little bit, but it looks like the rest of the gutter, from what I can see, is clear. So we'll open this up. I'm guessing this is going to be the same case. Maybe taking these out long term is the right play. Not sure. That doesn't really speak to the effectiveness, I don't think, of the gutter guards, because I think they're doing what they need to be doing, and quite well, honestly. So let's open this one up. Alright, so I just got this off here, and quite honestly this one looks just like the other one, and I'm starting to wonder if these are a mistake. I think the gutter guards are fantastic. If you kind of look back this way, the gutters themselves are pretty well clean, and just some of these fines, most of the stuff from these oak trees make their way through. So we'll clean this out. Maybe I'll experiment. I'll just take this one out actually, and we'll come back and check this in about 8 months and see what it looks like. Moving on just down from that downspout to kind of more of a middle run here. I just popped this one off so you can get a quick look. Just a little bit of loose debris in the middle. So I truly think, the more I look at it, that my downspout catchers are kind of the problem, because if this stuff is making its way out of here, in theory it would make its way down the downspout when it got there. So perhaps I pull those. A quick rinse with a garden hose and this is cleaned up. So if you were to go down to an end and just, you know, do a garden hose sweep once a year, it's a whole lot better than dealing with that leaf mess you saw at the beginning. Let's also talk about temperature real quick. So I'm going to shoot this temp gun right here on the aluminum. Stay out of the shade and see what we can't get. I see 100.4 is the highest. Now let's go over here to the black gutter guard. 120 something? 124? I don't know if you guys can see that. 124.1 on the black gutter guard. 125 versus a high of about 100 on the white aluminum gutter. So another reason to pick black over white. All right guys, so there you have it. Gutter guards that work on a steeply pitched roof. Again, don't expect to open them up a year later and find nothing inside there. You have a steep roof, so you need special gutter guards that let water through relatively quickly, as compared to a flat roof where you can kind of slow things down and let the water soak in. My neighbor's roof is much flatter and has those micro mesh ones. You could probably open it up and eat off of them, but if you put them on this house, you may as well just take the gutters off the house. And like I said before, I have about as many leaves as anyone can get. I'm standing at the top of the 35-foot lift now, so let me just spin around and show you guys real quick. Out here, gutter guards are an absolute must. I'm just a guy that has a lot of leaves and I didn't want them in my gutters, so thought I'd share that with you. Amazon sells them in 100-foot packs, 200-foot packs, and I believe 32-foot. You can also order an 8-inch sample in both black and white, as well as guards for 6-inch and 5-inch gutters. They are also made in the USA. The brand is Leaf Tech, and so I'll link a bunch of that stuff down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, come back and see me sometime, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go play around in this lift. I'll see you guys in the next video.